BKG Bruckmann and Kryenburg Granuliertechnik GmbH is widely acknowledged as being one of the leading manufacturers of underwater pelletizing systems. These systems are suitable for processing almost all types of polymer melts, and the potential applications for pelletizing are very wide-ranging. An underwater pelletizing system consists of a pelletizer assembly and a diverter valve. During startup, the function of the diverter valve is to direct the flow of the polymer melt into the pelletizer at exactly the right moment. Prior to startup of the line, it is in the divert or dumping position. In this position, the melt flow is directed towards the floor out of an opening in the bottom of the valve body and may be collected in a container. This allows the extruder and other upstream equipment to continue running even when there is an interruption to the pelletizing process. Before starting the underwater pelletizing process, the granulator is disconnected from the cutting chamber. The die plate is then purged in order to remove dirt and residual material. In order to achieve this, the diverter valve is switched into the production position so that the melt flows across the cone-shaped displacement plate through the holes in the die plate and enters the cutting chamber water box as individual strands. After flushing the die plate, the diverter valve goes back into the divert position and the cutting chamber can be cleaned. The pelletizer is now ready for production. The next step is for the pelletizer to be coupled to the cutting chamber, so that the cutter hub is adjacent to the surface of the die plate. Now the startup sequence begins. The details of this procedure may vary according to the type of product. The function of the individual pelletizer components is precisely coordinated by BKG according to the individual requirements of the melt being processed. At this point, the pelletizer cutter starts to rotate. Prior to startup, the process water is flowing through a bypass pipe system which enables the correct water temperature to be maintained. At startup, a signal actuates the bypass valves and the process water begins to flow through the cutting chamber water box. Now the diverter valve is switched to the production position and allows the melt to flow through the die plate. The individual strands of material flowing out of the die plate are cut by the rotating cutter head. Due to the temperature differential between the melt material and the process water, the pieces of cut material solidify immediately in the cooler process water and thereby form the smallest possible surface area. Thus, the pellets assume the characteristic spherical shape of material which has been pelletized using the underwater process. The pellets are conveyed by the stream of process water through the pipe system to the centrifugal drying equipment, which is also a product of BKG.